presented by Sprite, the 2K pregame show.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Washington Wizards at Verizon Center. Well, for Washington, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. You love giving nicknames, Shaq, and this guy's already got a couple. They call him the Greek Freak or the Alphabet, Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece. What do you think of him?
Well, he's already drawing early comparisons to his idol, Kevin Durant, but we need to ease up on that. We don't want to put too much pressure on the young fella because he's not the scorer that KD is. But his size, athleticism, and his guard skills are reminiscent to what KD does.
So do you have anything in mind? I mean, Greek Freak, the Alphabet. What do you think? Is there another name for Giannis Antetokounmpo?
How about Yanni?
Ooh. That has a kind of a melodious feel to it.
Yanni.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that, Kevin Harlan?
And now, your Washington Wizards starting five. At forward, number 42 from Brazil, Durant. Number 4 from Poland, at small forward, 6 feet 7 inches, number 34, at guard, number 3 from the University of Florida, and your point guard, number 2 from the University of Kentucky, your head coach is Randy Whitman.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. The Wizards trying to take advantage of their home court in this one before leaving Washington. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Milwaukee team. Last season, they had the upper hand in the series, going 3-1 against these guys.
And as you'd expect, they pretty much handled this team a year ago.
Now here's Wall. Knocked away. And now here's Mail, the fast break opportunity. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Up front, it's Henson and Sanders. At the 2 and the 3 are Mayo and Parker. And it's Knight in at the 1 spot. Mayo, that's good.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
And here's Wall.
Well, John Henson was a late bloomer in high school, played as a guard initially before hitting a major growth spurt. I think that helps him a lot when it comes to defending the perimeter. He's comfortable moving his feet and has a knack for blocking shots without fouling.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Pass to Mayo. Henson sets a screen for Mayo. And it's Parker in the corner. Back to Mayo. Out to the wing. The 3. Parker's shot is off. And the knocks on Henson have had to do, Clark, with his slender frame and his shooting.
Yeah, but Kevin, those are the things that most players are able to improve upon in the NBA. The things you can't teach, length, agility, shot blocking. He has all of that.
Now Beal, after Jabari Parker missed from long range. And Nene with the basket on the assist from Beal. Nene's got his second bucket.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
Knight kicks to Parker. Back to Knight. Now the feed to Parker. He dishes it to Sanders. Lets it go from 11. There's the bucket. Good.
Larry Sanders.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Knight against Wall. And he banks in the layup. Beal's got his first bucket in this one.
And they'd love to have a few more easy baskets like that to kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. There's the pick. Mayo dishing to Henson. 6 to shoot. Back to Mayo. From 17 feet out, and he gets the jumper to drop. Mayo's got 5 now.
You can't give him that shot. I mean, a few open looks are all it takes, and he can really get rolling.
Knight against Wall. Nene with the screen on Knight. Wall passes to Nene. Kicks it to Beal. Fires from 14. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Beal's got his second bucket tonight. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, 5 times already the lead has changed.
Floats one. That is good.
And they're nearly perfect from the floor early on. 4 of their first 5 shots they've drained.
Washington trailing. We'll go to Dorisburg, who spoke with head coach Jason Kidd. Doris, what's the news there?
It seemed the player who's really on his mind is John Wall. He said we've got to keep him out of transition and out of the paint. His jump shot is still a work in progress, and we're going to make him prove he can hit it consistently before we'll play out on him. Guys, that's going to be the MO on Wall until he can knock down that perimeter shot.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Bucks were in the cellar last year for the East, as well as the whole league. They just acted as a doormat for the rest of the conference.
18 seconds.
Beal gets a wide open look.
4 or 5 to start the game. That's their first miss.
No good on the quick 3. Here's Parker. The offensive rebound. Knight for 3. Can't get it to go. For the Washington Wizards, they come in off the loss to the Magic.
And it wasn't just bad shooting. They weren't getting good looks. The offense wasn't clicking. No ball movement. Very stagnant performance.
Yeah, I agree. The reason for that, I think, was their movement away from the ball. Not very crisp.
Now Sanders. Bradley Beal missing from long range. Sanders with a screen on Wall. Parker with no one around. Parker with another miss.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And Wall kicks to Nene. Outside, Wall. Here's Gortat. And again, Washington, no good. For Milwaukee, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Parker with it. Now guarded by Gortat. Parker dishes to Knight. Pass to Henson. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Henson's got his first bucket of the night.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
O.J. Mayo, a smooth long-range shooter with deep range. When he gets going, he can put up some big numbers. Now a chance to check out John Wall here. What a year he had last season. Put up about 19 points a game, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. And the numbers are pretty outstanding. I mean, we've come to expect it from him.
Well, he always impresses, Steve, with the work ethic, stamina, consistency. It's what the best players strive for and produce.
Wizards trail by 3. And Mayo, 6'4", coming to the league. Some thought he could play the point guard position.
Yeah, but he's not a great penetrator or playmaker. And those are 2 things you have to do as a point guard. I think he's truly a shooting guard.
So for Milwaukee, their last game, a win against Philadelphia.
And Kevin, that was an outstanding win. To get it the way they did in overtime made it that much sweeter, I think.
I agree, and I think most people probably thought that once they couldn't win it in regulation, that they had missed their best shot and overtime wasn't going to go their way. But give them credit for pulling it out.
Now here's Wall. Brandon Knight missing his last shot.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Parker. He's coming off a 16-point game against Philadelphia.
Put in a lot of good work on the boards. That helped him too.
Henson's shot is off. Washington's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Paul Pierce, at one time a franchise talent, an elite two-way player, now a self-described role player. He's a heck of a good one, too. A great scorer, can shoot, drive, and get to the line.
And Paul Pierce is always love those elbows.
Yeah, and he's such a good ball handler and so crafty in getting to his spots and able to put the defense on its heels. Not overly athletic. You think about Paul Pierce, he's never one to overwhelm you with athleticism. But man, can he play some basketball.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Gortat. Humphreys comes in for Nene. Martell Webster, he's checked in for Beal. And Andre Miller has subbed in for John Wall. And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
Paul Pierce, a 16-year veteran, and last season his first not in a Celtics uniform. It took some getting used to, both for him and for us.
Here's Antetokounmpo. There's the pass to Walters. The dish now to Bayless. Off the pick. That is good. Bayless has got his first 2 points.
Back and forth we go. That basket gives us just another lead change.
And there have been too many of those to keep track of. What a contest. Boy, you just had to love the reception for Pierce and KG in their first game back in Boston. No surprise there. The fans there, some of the best in the league. And they showered those guys with tremendous love, cheers, and appreciation. Well deserved for what they've contributed as Celtics and certainly as NBAers.
Here's Antetokounmpo after Paul Pierce's score. Here's Middleton. An 11-point game for him in the win against Philadelphia. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Walters. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Walters got his first 2 points of the night. And Steve, no less than the great Celtic John Havlicek dubbing Paul Pierce is the greatest one-on-one scorer in Celtics history.
Yeah, the 10th overall pick back in 1998. What a find. And you could argue that he and Dirk Nowitzki were the 2 best players drafted that night.
It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
Steve, so close.
Well, such a seesaw affair back and forth. I mean, this has been an unbelievable game to watch.
Miller outside. Humphrey sets a pick for Miller. Pick by Humphreys. Right wing. They set the pick. Webster. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller. Now it's a 4-point Wizards lead.
And he came off that screen. The defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those.
Here's Middleton. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Shoots from the corner. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
Boy, they are as hot as can be from mid-range. They're getting run off that three-point line, but they're taking advantage and knocking down those middle-range shots.
Steve, they've banged home 8 of their last 10 points on pull-up jumpers.
Washington calls timeout. At this point of the game, always important to stay focused, and while the coach goes over the game plan, these players are getting a much-needed chance to rehydrate and refuel with Gatorade. And guys, we know the drill well, all 3 of us drinking the Gatorade too.
Yeah, no question. Right. I mean, Kevin, people have no idea the fatigue that can set in during a telecast. And so it's important for us to stay hydrated all game long.
Clark, you're always hydrated.
Yeah, I try to be, but it's usually with a combination of H2O and Gatorade.
I love Gatorade. And look at Steve, got the Gatorade shirt on.
Yeah, he's really immersed in the Gatorade.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
here at the Wizards, how they ranked in the NBA last season. First in opponent points per game, second in opponent field goal percentage. And they were in the top 10 in team blocks. Not elite level, but pretty good nonetheless.
And when you factor in the few points allowed, #1 in the league, in fact, in that category, that just shows how good this team is, because when you get after it defensively on a nightly basis, you're going to put together consistent winning streaks, and that's what this club did.
Bayless's shot is off.
Nice early advantage for them on the glass, guys.
You know, part of rebounding well early is just going after the ball and boxing out. I mean, establishing that tone so that you can maintain it later in the game.
Milwaukee with the rebound. 32 seconds left in the first quarter. And Walters kicks to Antetokounmpo. Here is Bayless. Webster covering. Bayless the pass to Walters. True on the 14-footer. Walters got his second basket. Here is Miller. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Left side Pierce. With 1 on the clock, and the layup is good. And the Wizards lead by 4. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Wizards out front, up by 4. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Coming up Tuesday, November 4th, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trailblazers. It's the real deal.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
And a good start for this club. I like the way they played together, really moved the ball and did a nice job offensively.
Yeah, excellent ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard, too.
So it's the Bucks now. 4-point game. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. All out there with Andre Miller. Then there's Blair. Then it's Kevin Seraphin. And it's Webster in at the small forward position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards.
That's 10 straight points on mid-range jump shots.
You know, to paraphrase a Bible verse that says, love covers over a multitude of sins, good shooting does the same thing in basketball. John Henson, a 6'11" rim protector, was a beanpole coming into the league, but he's managed to bulk up over the last couple of seasons, and you know that's really helped him to hold his ground on the inside.
Wall, that's good.
John Wall.
And so it's Milwaukee with it, trailing by 5. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. There's a good screen. And Henson kicks to Knight. Here's Middleton. Washington leading now by 5. Miller outside. He kicks it to Wall. Back to Miller. Shot clock at 6. Here's Serafin. No good. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Here's Walters. 6 points for him. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. Martell Webster picks one up. Washington making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Kevin Serafin, and Beal subbed in for Andre Miller. The Bucks also with the sub. Parker's checked in for Antetokounmpo.
Nate Walters with an impressive rookie season for a second-round pick. Started about half of the season for the Bucks, and I thought played with great composure, especially for a young player. Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
Bucks trail by 4. Knight on the wing, launches a 3, and again the Bucks miss. And Walters, a low mistake rookie, took care of the ball and set up his teammates.
You know, he focused really on making a simple play, and that's a good lesson for young players to learn. You're trying to find your way into the league. When you get opportunities, contribute and don't make mistakes.
Now Wall. Brandon Knight missing on the 3. Webster, that's for 2. Again, the Wizards, good for 2. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Walters. He's got 9. There's the pick. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Walters got 11 points.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Blair, the screen. Off the screen. Again, the Wizards score.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Here's Walters, covered by Wall. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Walters.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Outside, Wall passes it to Beal. The kick out to Wall. Dishes to Beal. Launches it. And there's the call on Nene. That's his first foul.
Well, he gave the officials no choice there. Easy call. Went right over the top.
Yeah, he's got to go straight up when he's under the boards in that kind of traffic. Can't chest first into the man in front of you. That's a foul.
The Wizards making a switch here. Gortat's checked in. The Bucks also with the sub. O.J. Mayo. He's checked in for Nate Walters. Knight dishes to Henson. Back to Knight. Mayo with a screen for Knight. Here's Middleton. And again, the Bucks miss.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Wall passes to Webster. Nene with the screen on Parker. And Webster kicks to Nene. The rebound by Middleton. Middleton's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, for the Bucks' Giannis Antetokounmpo, basketball enabled him to lift his family from poverty in Greece, but his motivation goes beyond the financial. He said, "I'm addicted to this game. It's my life." And then added, "I don't want to be a good player. I want to be a great one." Kevin, he's on his way.
Tremendous potential, Doris. Thank you. Parker, a screen on Beal. Middleton dishes to Parker. Feeds to Henson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Nene.
Brandon Knight spent 1 season at Kentucky, now in his 4th season in the NBA. Still young and a hard worker. fearless on the court. I think a lot of upside still there for him.
At the line for the Bucks.
You talk about Brandon Knight's scrappiness. He ended up on some posters trying to make the right defensive play.
Yeah, I think you and everybody else remembers that DeAndre Jordan dunk. But you got to give him credit. He was trying to make a defensive play and ended up getting posterized. But I like his effort at that end of the floor.
And he sinks the second. Wizards leading by 3. All with it. Had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Magic in Orlando.
And his work on the glass, certainly noteworthy. And he contributed in a number of ways.
Webster with the screen for Nene. Just 5 on the clock. And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
Boy, taking it hard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting the screen that freed him up.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
Martell Webster in the second season of a 4-year deal. He signed with the Wizards. He's a really good combo player. He can shoot and he can defend. And with that size on the wing, he becomes a valuable asset to any team.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Sanders is checked in. Bucks trail by 5. Now, here is Knight. Coming in off a 21-point game, his last outing. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And while Webster Clark is not great at creating his own shot, he's still effective.
Yeah, because he's a great catch-and-shoot guy. I mean, he's able to knock down those three-pointers. If he gets his feet set in a little bit of time and space, he'll make you pay.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Humphries comes in for Nene. And it's Pierce in for Webster.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
It's Wall with the drive. Good D by Sanders.
I tell you, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
Here is Bayless. Shot clock at 6. To the right side. Lets it fly. Middleton can't get it to go.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Wall. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
John Wall at 6'4", with a 39-inch vertical leap and long arms to boot, is an elite physical specimen when it comes to the point guard position.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
Boy, their post play has been tremendous so far.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
And he knocks down the first one. And Wall, a blur, guys, in the open court. Perhaps, Steve, the fastest player in the league end-to-end. He is devastating in transition.
Yeah, he's so tough to stop around the rim, even in the half court. But when he gets a head of steam going, he can get into the lane and then finish with either hand. So, man, he is tough to stop.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
Washington had its best season in recent memory this last year, and a lot of their wins came from how fast they were out of the gate. He always seemed to start on point.
To the middle, looking for Beal. He gets it there, using his post move to get the 2 points. Beal's got 8 points.
Little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
Bucks trail by 8. Washington was a fast starting team last year, top 5 in first quarter scoring, and overall speed of the team could catch, I thought at times, opponents Clark off guard.
Yeah, and that speed is the key. I mean, you look at Wall and certainly Bill, Bradley Beal, John Wall, pace of play very much something they emphasized and put pressure on the opposing teams with the way they played.
Here's Pierce after the made shot from Bradley Beal. It's Wall with the drive, and they'll keep possession. Here's Middleton. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Shot to end this cold run, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Chris Middleton.
Wizards leading by 6. Outside, Wall. Here's Beal. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Beal's got 10 points.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Well, the Wizards very high on their young, athletic backcourt of John Wall and Bradley Beal. Both so young and lively. They can run the floor and score. I get the feeling they feel like the backcourt is really the foundation for this franchise moving forward.
Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Washington. Miller comes in for John Wall. The Bucks also with the sub. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Here is Bayless. Sanders with a screen on Miller. And Sanders kicks to Bayless. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Back to Mayo. 5 on the clock. From deep. And the shot is good. Mayo's got his third basket of the night right there. And Beal with his great outside shooting. A nice compliment to John Wall.
You know, you watch Wall, how much he's improved as a shooter, but he's best really attacking off the dribble. With Beal spacing the floor, I think they make a nice 1-2 punch.
Now, here is Miller. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Beal gets a wide open look. Bounces high off the rim and drops. 1:02 left here in the second. Bayless the pass to Sanders. There's a screen. Mayo with a screen on Miller. Middleton dishes to Antetokounmpo. There it goes. It's in, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from O.J. Mayo.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. You know, force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this high.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And Bayless kicks to Mayo. And here's Sanders. His last outing, he had 8 points. And it's Humphries with the rebound. And here we go with Andre Miller. They lead by 7. Now Beal cashes in for a double-digit lead. Beal's got 13 points now in the quarter.
What an excellent performance from the field for him.
And so that's the end of the first half. Wizards lead by 10. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Bradley, it certainly seemed to be a focus of this team to have a strong first half, which you did. Is this type of intensity something that coaches made a priority?
Yeah, most definitely. We wanted to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we're not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Well, you imposed your will, Bradley. Thanks for the time. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter. And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
What a performance from Beal here. He has 17 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
Yeah, he's got to take his time behind the arc.
Bucks trail by 10.
It was predicted by many, and I count myself amongst those who felt the Wizards would take a nice step forward and be one of the surprise teams in the East, and they certainly didn't disappoint.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. Up front, it's Henson and Sanders. Knight and Mayo man the backcourt, and it's Parker in at the 3 slot. Now here's Wall, following the missed shot by Larry Sanders. Wall passes to Pierce. Clock at 6. Here's Wall. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. Wizards guys ended 5th in the conference, and as you guys are talking about, a lot of people called that heading into the season. That was their projection for them.
Well, injuries derailed their 2013 campaign, Kevin, and they just seemed like a team ready to break out, and break out they did. I mean, 33 wins against the rest of the East. They jumped into that playoff picture.
For a lot of players, leading comes naturally, but for John Wall and the Wizards, his teammates had to goad it out of him in order for him to start leading the way. When he did embrace that role, it did wonders for the franchise.
And so Wall nails both of them.
As far as Wall and leadership, seemingly been hesitant to lead his first few years in the league, but it's become more prominent the last few years as he's gained more confidence and he's grown more comfortable in his role.
Now here's Henson. Knight dishes to Henson, taken away by Nene. Here's Beal. No good. Excellent D there for Mayo. John Wall certainly seems to have the respect of his team, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. As a young guy who's running the point guard position, and his teammates have great confidence in him as a leader, and you could see that in his growth this past season.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, what a busy summer the Washington Wizards had. They brought in a lot of veterans, DeJuan Blair, Chris Humphries, and Paul Pierce. They're hoping that influx of experience will enable them to take the next step in the wide-open Eastern Conference. They've added some real depth in their front court, Kevin.
EC fans have to be excited. Thank you, Doris. And here is Beal. Brandon Knight getting it to go from deep. Nene down low. Working on Henson, and he recovers it. Tries again. The shot by Nene. No good. Bucks trail by 9. Knight with it. It's O.J. Mayo on the wing. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
The Milwaukee Bucks are a team that's tried season after season, year after year, particularly recently, to put the best team they could manage on the floor. Unfortunately, that type of approach has kind of left them in no man's land. Not good enough to compete for a title, not quite bad enough to draft a potential superstar.
Free throw good, O.J. Mayo. You talk about that no man's land. The Bucks have tried to sign the best players they could, but so often those mid-tier veterans really don't move the needle.
Yeah, but with this year's top pick, and then you got the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo. I mean, the Bucks have finally acquired a young talent who they think maybe be able to take them to the next level. We'll see.
Mayo hits them both.
How about O.J. Mayo in this one? He has 12 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
Now, his outside stroke has looked really good today.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Wizards forced their way into the playoffs last year, but they could have been a lot better at home as they left a lot of wins on the table last season. And we get a peek back now at last season for Marcin Gortat, how he ranked. And 11th in field goal percentage, 13th in blocks. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league as well. So this is a guy who had a lot of double-figure nights on the glass.
And like you said, Steve, I mean, his field goal percentage was extremely high. And that's a credit to him and his teammates. They got him the ball in good scoring positions, and he took care of the rest. And as you said, the Wizards were fairly ho-hum at home last season, just 22-19 at home. And I think they certainly can improve upon that this year.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. Touching again, guys, and the Wizards at home. They actually had the worst home record of any team that made the playoffs last year.
Well, they were able to toughen up and play better at home during the playoffs, but still, it was a shock to see how middle of the road they were in this building last year. Well, you saw it a little at the back of his rookie year, and he continued it last season. Brad Beal, he's going to be a dynamic scoring guard in this league.
And Bradley Beal listed at 6'5" in his shoes, but he plays bigger.
Yeah, he's from a football family. He'll throw his weight around to get a rebound. He still needs to work on getting to the basket, but I think this guy has a tremendous future.
And both free throws good for Beal. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Now, here is Knight. Takes a shot at the elbow. That's good on the jump shot. Knight's got 5.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
Outside, Wall. Gortat with the screen for Wall. Beal against Mayo. Here's Gortat. Shot clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Gortat never really felt at home in Phoenix, it seemed, but he got a lot of his bounce back to his step when he was traded to the Wizards, where he was really a great fit alongside that young backcourt.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Wizards trading Emeka Okafor and a draft pick for Gortat. Clark seemed like a pretty good move at the time.
Yeah, you know, Okafor had that season-ending injury. The Wizards making a push for the playoffs, and they were able to re-sign Gortat this offseason.
Martell Webster, he's checked in for Washington. Nate Walters checked in for the Bucks. So he gets them both. Marcin Gortat, the Polish hammer. Steve, we like him. I know, the 57th pick back in 2005.
He's just a quality starting center in the NBA. 6'11", center, can score and defend. Really a good pickup for Washington.
Screen by Sanders. Out to the wing. Parker left side. That's good. Parker's got his second bucket.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Washington leading now by 7.
And Gortat got his rebounding back up last season. A consistent double-double guy in the middle, and he turned 30 last season. Still very much in the prime of his career.
Now here's Beal. 19 points in the game. That one goes. Count. Beal's got 5 points now this quarter.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Knight kicks to Henson. He feeds it to Parker. Ball against Knight. He dishes it to Henson. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Knight's got 3 assists now in this one.
And Gortat, a strong finisher inside, can shoot out to about 15 feet. He can do a lot worse at the center position. The key for him is just staying healthy.
Now here's Wall. He's got 8. Webster passes to Nene. The jump hook. Another one falls for Washington. Here's Knight. 5 points in the game. And there's the feed to Sanders. After a 2012-13 season in which Larry Sanders received the 3rd most votes for most improved in the league, not to mention a 4-year, $44 million extension from the Bucks. Steve, a lot was expected last season.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot was not delivered. Injuries and various off-the-court issues kind of made it a season to forget for Sanders. So this year will be one of redemption. He needs to find that form from a couple of years ago.
Washington making some changes. Blair comes in for Gortat, and Miller's subbed in for Beal. Sanders hits them both.
You know, last year the Bucks knew that to make the playoffs would be a real stretch. strange kind of when you consider the year before, 2013, they had gotten to the playoffs, but it just goes to show you things change quickly in the NBA.
Stolen by Henson. Knight dishes to Sanders. Kicks it to Walters. Pass to Parker. Just 5 to shoot. That one rolling around and rims out. As you guys are talking about, the winds of change can stir things up in a hurry in the NBA. And the Bucks are hoping things can change for the better, Steve, just as fast.
Well, luckily, with the pick they got and the changes they made, I mean, they're in a much better position this year. The postseason's still probably a stretch, but not completely out of the question in the Eastern Conference.
And the Bucks with possession here. Nene unable to get his shot to go. Here's Knight. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there.
Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Washington. And then for Milwaukee, Chris Middleton comes in for Sanders. And Antetokounmpo subbed in for Parker. And that one falls for Knight. The Wizards making the playoffs last season for the first time in the last 6 years, playing around 500 basketball. Steve, what's the upside for this team in your opinion?
Well, their depth and history of injuries have to be a concern, Kevin. I mean, in the East, they'll remain a playoff team, but a contender for the title, I don't know.
Now, here is Miller. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Wall against Knight. Here's Walters, covered by Miller. High, arcing shot, Middleton, and good work on the boards. They pick up a second chance points. Middleton's got his second basket of the game. Washington leading now by 3.
And, you know, part of the depth issue for the Wizards is they struggled to find difference makers in the draft. Aside from taking John Wall first overall back in 2010, their selections have more than often left a bit to be desired.
Jared Bayless has checked in for Brandon Knight. Here's Walters. He's got 13. Now the pass to Henson. There's the dish to Walters. He kicks it to Henson. Stolen by Serafin. Wall passes to Blair. To the middle. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Now Bayless. Passes it to Walters. Dishes it to Middleton. There's the screen. Washington with the rebound.
Well, you look at some of the best picks in Wizards history. Earl the Pearl Monroe, Wes Unseld. Great players, but not as many great picks. And that's frankly why this has been one of the NBA's less successful teams over the years.
Now here's Webster. He's got 9. 6 on the shot clock. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Right, here's a look at some stats for Andre Miller. How he performed last season. He was around 5 points per game last year. 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And it wasn't an easy year for him last season. So he really wants to work hard and improve and make up for it this year.
And you know what, Steve? If he plays like he can this season, people will more than forgive him for his play last year. Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Well, that's important because this game, I think, is going to be decided by who controls the paint in crunch time.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Well, they were getting run ragged out there. Good time for a timeout. Maybe it was even too late, but this club has to regroup now.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't pretty, and they definitely needed to take a minute to talk things over.
Chris Humphries has checked in for DeJuan Blair. .152 left to play in the third. And Webster kicks to Wall. And here is Webster. Feeds it to Miller. Just 5 on the clock. Looking to end the drought, and he hits the jump shot. Miller's got his first basket. Bucks trail by 3. Here's Walters. 13 points in the game. 1:14 left to play in the third. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Antetokounmpo. No good. That would have tied it.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often. They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
If they time it right, they can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
Yeah, that's the smart move there. That's how you want to end the quarter, but make sure you get a good solid possession here.
He feeds it to Henson. And Walters kicks to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Walters. And it's Bayless in the corner. Rejected by Wall.
And they'll probably let the clock wind down here.
Exactly. No need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter.
And yes, sir, that one drops.
And again, a few more points added to the lead. They might be ready to pull away here.
I wouldn't be surprised, Steve. As well as they've got it working right now, that could be the case.
Here's Bayless. No good on the buzzer beater. The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Wizards up by 7. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports.
Next Wednesday, November 5th, Paul Millsap and the Atlanta Hawks go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. Live from San Antonio, it's the real deal.
Wizards leading by 7. Beal teams up with Pierce on the perimeter. Nene is out there with Humphries, and it's Miller in at the point guard position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Now here's Beal. Wizards passing it around. Pierce. That one wide left.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can't. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
Parker dishes to Knight. Back to Parker. Poked away, and that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. The Wizards making a switch here. Gortat's checked in.
Substitution for Wizards. Marcin Gortat.
4 on the shot clock. Sanders with a screen on Nene. That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from O.J. Mayo.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Miller the pass to Beal. Nene setting the pick for Beal. It's Pierce on the wing. Pulls up from the corner, and he gets the bucket. And the Wizards lead by 7.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
Now, here is Knight. Outside Mayo. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. O.J. Mayo in his 7th year in the NBA really just seems he's never been able to truly improve, guys, from his rookie year.
Well, yeah, if anything, last season he took a big step backwards, Kevin. I mean, with his field goal percentage, passing, his rebounding all down, I'm not sure he was in great shape either.
And he knocks down the first one.
And the Milwaukee Bucks took a bit of a gamble on O.J. Mayo's upside with that 3-year, $24 million deal last season. The early returns somewhat discouraging, but let's see how it plays out the rest of the way before we make a final judgment.
Mayo hits them both.
Mayo's disappointing season was crystallized in a much-circulated video of him bending over to tie his shoelace while the other team went 5-on-4. He's got talent, but sequences like that have to be cause for concern.
And the basket by Pierce.
That shot was made possible by the work of Nene setting the screen.
Bucks trail by 8. Knight kicks to Mayo. He dishes it to Parker. Knight with it. Over to the wing. 6 to shoot. That is good. Wizards leading by 6. And it's Miller penetrating, and Parker with the block. Mayo against Beal. Shot by Mayo is no good.
That's an easy shot there. That's a shot that he should make more often than not.
Shoots from the elbow, and that's good. The 2. 24 points here for Beal.
He's been so reliable again today, Kevin, and they need his points, and he's providing them.
Knight against Miller. Knight dishes to Mayo. Lets the 3 fly. That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Brandon Knight.
I like the way that he has really stayed aggressive from that three-point line after not making a single one before the halftime.
Miller, the pass to Pierce. The 3. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Knight kicks to Mayo. Sanders with a screen on Beal. Mayo drives in low to Sanders. The kick out to Mayo. Now the feed to Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6. From outside the arc. Rebounded by the Wizards. Gortat's got 6 rebounds here tonight. It's Pierce on the wing. Miller outside. Kicks to Beal. Nene against Sanders. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. Beal can't get it to go.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. They left him wide open.
And so it's Milwaukee with it, following the three-point attempt by Pierce. Knight, that's a two-pointer, and the Bucks miss again.
He has not been on his game. And, you know, their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not helped the situation.
Wizards leading by 6. And Beal kicks to Miller. The pass to Beal. A 3-ball. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in. Miller's got 6 assists here tonight. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Now, here is Knight. Mayo with a screen for Knight. Outside Mayo. Right side Mayo. 6 on the shot clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Knight for 3. And the shot is good. Knight's got a couple of three-pointers now in the 4th for the Bucks.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
Washington's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Now Miller. And here is Beal. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Bucks obviously did not have a great season on the court, but off the court there was some big news as the franchise was sold last April.
And with the Bucks and their sale, new ownership, what is important is that you notice that it's a local group and they're continuing to really get the tentacles within the community.
Well said, and that's always helpful when you have ownership that's there, present, and invested in the local community. There was a lot of fear in Milwaukee that the team could be on the move, but those fears were put to rest.
Henson checked in for Antetokounmpo. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Bucks trail by 8. Here's Mayo. There's the dish to Knight. Henson sets a screen for Knight. Shot clock at 6. Back to Mayo. No good. And Washington the other way now.
And are they ever working inside? Good job on the glass.
Excellent job on the glass, Steve. I agree. I mean, they're battling in there. They're fighting, they're scrapping, they're clawing, and they're getting the job done.
Nene dishes to Pierce. From the arc. Milwaukee with the rebound. Parker's got 6 rebounds in the game. Sanders with a screen on Miller. Up off the screen, and Sanders throws it down.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
But there was some style there, Kev. It was a pretty sweet one-handed flush.
Now, here is Miller. Nene setting the pick for Miller. Beal with it. He kicks it to Nene. Miller, the pass to Pierce. Shot from the wing. That misses off the backboard.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Mayo kicks to Henson. Now here's Mayo to the paint. Got a piece of it. Now Miller. This is to Beal. Pass to Nene. Nene left side. Feeds it to Beal. Pulls it from the elbow. And that is good. Beal's got 14 points now in the second half.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seemed like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. It's been quite a game for Bradley Beal.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his points.
John Wall's checked in for Washington. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, Kevin. Jason Kidd had some words for his team over that last break. The three-pointers obviously have been hurting them, and he told his players, we've simply got to play them tighter on the perimeter. We can't afford to give them these wide-open looks. Kevin?
Now, here is Knight. It's Parker outside. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got his 6th assist on the night.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
But the defense isn't making them earn it. I mean, those shots have just come on easy, open looks.
We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Beal against Mayo, Knight on the wing. Henson sets a screen for Knight. Back to Mayo. That's a 2 from Parker, and another basket for Milwaukee.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Of course, they have to stay hot, but if they do, I think you're right, Clark, particularly if they can convert defense into offense.
And marching Gortat again. Gortat's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Good look. He'll make that for most of the time.
Timeout called the Bucks. They're losing by 7. We've got 1:23 left to play in the final quarter. Knight against Wall. A nice shot by Knight.
Well, since we hit half number 2, he's finally come around. The first half was not his best, obviously.
Washington leading now by 5. There's a screen by Gortat. Pass to Beal. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. And that's now 33 points here for Beal.
He's just been the man since the start of this quarter. And just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
Knight dishes to Henson. Puts up the baby hook. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Check out the game for Sanders. He has 8 points, and what a great game he's having on the boards, too.
Well, whatever he's done, make no mistake, the rebounding has been job number 1 for him. He's worked harder on the glass than anybody else in this game.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And how about the low post play? I mean, they're getting good offensive execution down on the block.
Up making the second, and that trims the lead to 6.
Yeah, disappointing trip to the line, even though it was just 1 miss. Now is not the time to be missing free throws.
Wall against Knight. Wall passes to Pierce. Back to Wall. The Wizards working the ball around now, and Pierce, here we go. Just 5 on the clock. Beal from long range, and the shot is good. Beal's got 36.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sounds.
Here's Henson. Cans it from short range.
And he was 1 step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Washington's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the 4th quarter. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Wall kicks to Pierce. Shoots from the line, and Washington again with the bucket.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're behind by 9. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Guys, what's your take?
Well, never say never, I guess. They just have no quit in them.
And I think you have to respect that attitude and approach. I know most teams would have called it a game already.
And here is Henson. He feeds it to Bayless. From deep. The putback is no good. And so Washington takes the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with John Wall, and congratulations, John, on the win. What's the key to a performance such as this?
Well, man, we do a good job of helping. We know it's not one-on-one matchups. We do a good job helping, and that's our job is to come out here and play. And the way we play here, man, is we got to find a way to turn the road.
Solid team basketball, John. Thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying, see you next time, as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Bradley Beal.